When we first open the app, we can see the initial landing page. By tapping on the screen, the user can move to the second page, which has a sign up and a sign in button. On the next screen, we can see the sign in and sign up buttons. If the user has not yet created an account, they can do so by clicking on the sign up button, where the user will be prompted to enter a username and password combination. If they have already created an account, they can proceed to log in by clicking on the sign in option. On the next screen, after clicking on the sign in option, the user is then prompted to enter their username and password. If either the username and password is incorrect, the user will be asked to re-enter their credentials. They can then proceed to select the sign in button to continue to the next page. On the fourth screen, we can see the main home page. The user can access their account via the user icon at the upper left and access information on how to use the app with the question mark icon on the upper right-hand side. They can also check the local COVID statistics for their location by clicking on the button on the bottom left. The user can then select between two options for the activity checker use case. The Use My Location button would automatically obtain the user's current location via GPS. The second option, Search Location, would be where the user can enter a location and select a location closest to the location they want to check. They can also select the location from the list of previous locations at the bottom of this page. They can then proceed to select an activity from the stored list of their previous activities, which would automatically lead them to the Activity Details landing page, provided a location has been entered. Otherwise, if the user has selected an location and their activity is not in the previous activities list, they can select the Check an Activity button, which would then lead them to the next landing page where they can select an activity. On the next screen, users can search for an activity and select one option from a drop-down menu. They can also select an activity and location from the list of general activity categories here. If an activity is selected from the list of icons at the bottom, it will lead to the next page where they can select a specific type of activity that they want. Moving on to the next screen, if the user has previously selected food, for example, they can then select between the subcategories here, such as cafe, fast food, etc. They can also search for the subcategory of food, the subcategory of food they're looking for in the search bar at the top. On the next page, the user can enter the specifications they want to check, such as the number of participants, if participants are from the same household, and whether the activity is indoors or outdoors. They can then proceed by clicking on the Check Activity button at the bottom of the screen, which will check the validity of their activity given the tier they are in. The final screen shows the result of if the user's inputs are valid for their selected location. If the activity is not allowed, like in the scenario we have chosen, then the app will output, "Sorry, this is not allowed," along with the reason for why this particular activity is not allowed and one possible suggestion. After this, the user can navigate back to the main home page by clicking on the home icon at the bottom of the screen. The user can also check the latest coronavirus statistics in their location they have selected on the home page by clicking on the Statistics button on the bottom menu. This will lead them to the Statistics page, which will reveal local and national statistics, as well as the latest news on corona cases worldwide. There is also a heat map showing local COVID cases on the top of this page. The Statistics page can be accessed from any page after the user has entered their location. If the user has not entered their location, on the home page for example, the app will select the user's default location and display the corresponding statistics.